Welcome back to Got No Control podcast. I am your host, RONEK. And before I introduce my special guest today, I want to invite you guys to head over to gotnocontrol.com and check out our first official merchandise, graphic tees, hoodies, and so much more. Make sure to check it out at gotnocontrol.com. Also, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, 360 Spray Paint. 360 Spray Paint is a spray paint company out of Mexico who aims to offer high-quality spray paint to all spray paint enthusiasts. So make sure to check them out at 360 California, at 360 Spray Paint. And with that being said, I want to give a warm welcome to my guest today, dude. How you doing today, brother?
Feeling good, bro.
I want to thank you for taking a little bit of your time to stop by today and chop it up with me for a bit.
Man, I want to thank you, bro. I really feel honored you invited me.
Always, brother. My door is always open. And, now that we get into this culture that we love so much, which is graffiti, when being out there and painting, I could speak for myself. Graffiti gives me freedom. It gives me stress relief. It just puts me in a very calm airspace, When you're painting, what does graffiti give you?
Definitely peace is one of it. I go out there and just like clear my mind sit down and get the paint going,
Yeah.
All of it's too. A lot of my spots too are hiking spots too.
Okay.
So I get that hike in, I get the sweat, I get my steps in,
So you get that heavy breathing by the time you get to that spot. You're
For
like,
sure. And then I'm on Instagram and on live and everyone can hear me breathing. Yeah.
It seems like nowadays as a writer, you have to have some type of look on social media, kind of to it's not like more word of mouth now. It's kind of
Sure.
like just, hey, check me out on this.
Artists in general should have a proper social media presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my girl, she's always telling me stay on brand.
Uh-huh.
Like I never thought about that. Like my Instagram is a brand, and I need to stay on brand. And she'll mention, that's off brand. That's not dude. And I'll be like, oh, okay, and I start to realize that social media is a real thing, bro.
Yeah, and that's dope that she's supportive of what you like to do.
Yeah, I'm
that's
really
something
happy I met her for sure.
that's amazing. And moving forward, how does that feeling help you moving forward? Like, I got someone that really supports what I love to do.
I mean, when you say support, bro, she does way more than that, bro. Like, because we really be out there, bro.
Yeah.
She just started painting. She's on bomb number 19.
Okay.
And she picked it up quick, bro. You can see on my gram, bro.
Yeah.
She's painting really well, but she's got 2 art degrees, so of course,
Okay.
She picked it up easy. She told me, she said, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
That's what she said. I was like, okay.
If I could paint a portrait, I could paint some letters.
Yeah. She's an amazing artist. Yeah, she's really good.
Man, shout out to her for holding you down,
Yeah,
man.
Juju, sure as Juju.
Shout out Juju, man. And then we could dive a little bit into where is Dude from? What is home to Dude?
Silmar.
Silmar.
I know you know the city of Silmar.
Yeah.
The juvenile detention center.
Yeah, man. Juvenile detention center was no fun down there, man.
Yeah, man. I grew up in the city of Silmar. It's the far end of the valley. And, with both my brothers, baby sister, single mom, and Silmar feels like home. But my grandma lived in Pacoima, so Pacoima feels like home too.
Okay.
I lived in Silmar from 1 day old to 21 years old. And the latest years, I've been living in North Hollywood. So North Hollywood is what feels like home these days.
Okay.
The San Fernando Valley in general, the 818.
What can you say about Pacoima? Like, how would you say Pacoima stands away from the rest, like LA and Hollywood? Like, what's different out there?
Like when we were growing up, Pacoima was the scary city.
Okay.
I wasn't ever scared. Like when we go to punk rock shows and shit, we go to backyard shows.
Yeah.
You go to San Fernando, you go to Silmar, but if they're having a punk show in Pacoima,
yeah,
you got to be a little extra careful, especially the Silmar kids. They would fuck with us.
They weren't playing. They were out there.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, Pacoima, I felt at home, bro. Like if you were gonna ask me where's my home, I would say Pacoima, Silmar.
I could relate to growing up with a single mother and no father because that's kind of like my life story.
Yeah.
Me personally, it didn't really affect me at all. I mean, I thought about it at times, but moving forward, do you feel like that affected you in any way coming up?
Yeah, my dad did 20 years in jail.
Okay.
Over petty theft on a third strike.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but he got out 5 years ago.
Okay.
So, and sure enough, my mom waited for him.
Yeah.
So he's back in the family, he's fucking, I've still, it's been 5 years, I'm still getting to know him.
Okay.
I still I try to go out of my way to, sit down beside him and try to talk to him a lot,
Yeah.
He's institutionalized, bro. Like,
And for those who don't understand that institutionalized, like it's different, bro.
Yeah.
Like the mindset is a whole lot different. Not to get too deep into it, but it is really different.
Yeah.
And how does he feel about your, I wouldn't say adventure, but your passion for the culture of graffiti?
Man. Like if he was sitting here right now and we were talking about graffiti, he'd say, "You're gonna go to jail. You're gonna go to jail."
You want to be like me?
Yeah.
You ever get
right.
that?
Of course. Like our mom, our whole life, she said,
Yeah.
"Don't steal. You're gonna end up
Yeah.
in jail like your dad. Don't steal." Didn't stop us from stealing.
And how was it for a young dude, right? You're in Pacoima, you're doing, you're just growing up, being a kid. At what point do you kind of open up your mind to, like, you know what, I want to be creative, like maybe start drawing or sketching?
When I was young, bro, everyone I knew did graffiti. I was interested in graffiti before I can even remember.
Okay,
We were interested in like breakdancing and lowrider bikes and graffiti before I can even recall like coming to consciousness. Like
okay,
before I even listened to music, I liked graffiti. Even all the neighborhood kids all had tagger names that they didn't necessarily go out and do graffiti, but like even like the neighborhood girls, like the homie who would give us a boost,
yeah,
he would write boost. Like everyone had a tagger name.
Yeah.
We just all did.
Everybody had a
As
nickname.
far back as I can remember. My very first tagger name, it never made it off the black book,
Yeah,
but Relish was our
relish.
first name. Because when I came into junior high, I started hanging out with the rockers. They called us the K Rockers.
The K Rockers.
Yeah, and even in that circle, I was kind of an outcast.
Yeah.
But I felt accepted because there was another kid named Ketchup
Okay.
who moved to high school when I came in. He had red hair.
Yeah.
I have blue hair, but swimming in the pools during the summertime, it turned green.
Yeah.
So like for them to nickname me Relish as I came in, like all the other rocker kids, I felt accepted. So that was my first tagger name in books. My second tagger name was Chime, Chime.
Chime.
And we went tagging that night. I made up my first name. We went tagging, went to Somar High School.
Okay.
Climbed over the fence, tagged all over the whole high school, thinking, oh, when school's in session tomorrow morning, we're gonna be famous, But you know what happened? The very next night, I got word from another guy named Chime from Pacoima, a guy named from a crew called THL. Not the THL you see around today, but like old school THL.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I write Chime. You can't write Chime." Like I got word from my older homies was telling me, and I was like, that was my first introduction to graffiti politics. I was a little kid. An adult is telling me like, "Hey, homie, you better watch your back," type shit. Like,
It's not like today, right? Because today it seems like you could just grab a name and change the letter and like let's get the
Sure.
ball rolling, or take somebody else's name because
sure,
they're not
numbers,
active no more.
Throw some numbers, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like back then it was kind of serious, like, hey, bro, that name belongs to me.
Sure, yeah.
And I believe like your name becomes in a way your identity, because there's certain individuals that I've been knowing for I don't know how long that don't even know my real name.
Sure.
They'll just be like, hey, RONEK. I'm like, oh, what's up, man?
Yeah.
It's only the few guys that really know me that would say my real name, and I'll be like, I'll look like 2 times. And
Man,
then I start recognizing
there
them,
was
like,
fools I was in a crew with for 20 years. I
Yeah.
could tell you their government name, like. But yeah, then the next name I wrote was Pissed, Pist.
Okay.
Then I started writing Hugs, Hugs.
I like hugs.
Yeah. Everyone made the joke. Oh, you went from Pissed to Hugs, huh? And then fucking finally picked up Dude, my homie Jake. He used to write Trains.
Yeah.
Oh, he still writes Trains.
Okay.
Huge influence on mine and my brother's graffiti careers for sure.
Shout out to him.
And he would always have these little side names.
Okay.
And Dude was one of them. And I remember he had tagged it somewhere and it sat there for a while. And I just liked the letters. It was round, D-U-D-E. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I only had to learn 3 letters because there's 2 Ds.
Yeah.
Kind of a cop-out,
For some guys, it's kind of hard to have a name where you have to do the same letter twice.
I feel you.
Have you ever had that issue with Dude?
I do have a pet peeve with 2 letters being the same. Like, because I'm into typography.
Yeah.
But I have to switch it up. But
You gotta hit a different angle.
or at least it has to have a different crack. It can't just be 2 photocopies. I mean, I do it in my graffiti, but when I see it, it's a pet peeve to me. It's not aesthetically pleasing.
Early on, I know you mentioned that punk rock.
Yeah.
I have a lot of love for punk rock because I grew up with punk rockers. Can you tell me a little bit about your entry into punk rock and what that did to you coming up and how it influenced you?
Man. Okay, so like we were going to punk shows, backyard punk shows in San Fernando and Pacoima,
Okay.
following bands like Mindsets a Threat, and like these are early bands we'd follow. Another band called Ignorant and Poor.
Ignorant and Poor.
Yeah, that was the Pacoima band,
Okay.
And yeah, we followed all these bands around and fucking.
Because there's also a punk rock graffiti, right? You could
When
say?
I was younger, it didn't seem like it.
Okay.
It felt like rockers didn't do graffiti, you know?
Yeah.
And when I started seeing like other rockers doing graffiti, like that fool Axis from CBS,
Uh-huh.
like I started realizing like, yo, like, you know, punks do graph too, you know?
Yeah, I remember me going to punk shows and meeting guys there. They for me, I mean, I never would have thought that a punk rock would write graffiti, right?
Right.
But then seeing them right there getting down, you know,
Yeah.
because they just look a lot different than me. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But also they had like their own art style because I know they would hand draw on their jackets,
Sure, sure.
like
Yeah.
bands and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like they had their own little artistic way in the culture of punk rock.
Yeah, for sure.
And you discover your name Dude, right?
Yeah.
That you end up with Dude after trial and errors with other names. And was there anybody out there that kind of influenced you as far as style wise?
Trains, like I said. Another big influence of mine is my homie Waxum. He's one of the
Waxum.
most underrated writers out there.
Okay,
For
shout out
sure.
Waxum.
Yeah, I've just been a huge fan. I don't know if he knows that. Just so you know, Wax, I'm a huge fan.
What do you think makes you say that he's underrated? Nobody really pays attention to his work.
Plain and simple, bro.
Okay,
Plain and simple. Like and like they just don't understand. Like any spot you're going to or you get to,
yeah,
Waxum's been there first.
okay.
He was there first.
And Pacoima, did you ever witness any other style graffiti outside of hip hop style, like gang style graffiti or stoner graffiti or anything of that nature?
Definitely, I was into fucking Lowrider magazine, and I was into like gang style text and like typography.
Oh, you would see it on the walls as well out there?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, sure. In Pacoima? Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
And did you ever have any encounter with people in that lifestyle, kind of like, hey, I'm a graffiti writer and I'm not something different than you guys? Did you ever have that encounter, kind of like, hey, what are you doing over there?
Well, I feel like every tagger at some point in their life has been offered to be in a gang.
Hey,
Right.
that's a very valuable
So
point.
if you do graffiti and you're not in a gang,
Yeah.
you made that hard decision at some point in your life. Like, yeah, that's not who I am. This is who I am.
Yeah. That's what defines you as an
Yeah.
individual.
Yeah, there was a time when the green light was on taggers, and you had to be from a hood to be a tagger.
How was that for you, bro? Like doing what you love to do, but knowing that that's in motion, like having to watch it back.
I was too young, and I never did no real jokes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, you were young when that was around.
Yeah. You
Okay.
know, I even heard rumors that food Triggs from J4F and
Yeah.
SK, that he's the one that squashed the green light for taggers in jail.
Oh wow.
That's a rumor I heard. I don't know if that's true, you know?
Hey, but if it did, man, shout out to him.
Yeah,
man.
thank you, Triggs.
Hey, man.
The patron saint taggers, bro. Straight up.
And being in Pacoima, to your knowledge, were you seeing any other people as far as like graffiti crews and stuff like that, or was it just your inner circle?
Oh yeah, plenty of crews, and we bumped heads with all of them. We bumped heads with fucking RK. Me, my older brother, my younger brother, we were all from the same crew.
Okay.
And a bunch of our friends. And yeah, we bumped heads with every crew in the valley, VK and fucking 025. But now, that term RB, we used to be for RB.
Okay.
And now when I see these fools up, like when I travel, I go to New York, I see
Yeah.
a RK tag, I feel like that's me. That's me. Like we made it. We're here. The Valley graph scene
Yeah.
is here. Like, look, I don't know who caught that tag, but they know who I am and I know who they are. And like, I feel proud of it. Like RIP fucking Silo too, you know?
RIP.
The RKs, you know?
And I salute you for that because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
You know, if I see somebody from my side of town, even if I hate him or not, he hates
Yeah.
me, I'm happy to see it.
Yeah. Especially when you see them on the other side of town.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know, you're like, wow, hell yeah, bro. We made it. We're out here.
and being in Pacoima, brother, like, how do you go about? Because I'm sure Pacoima didn't have much when it came to like getting utensils as far as spray paint and stuff like that. So is it kind of like just getting into a hardware store type thing, or was it another route coming up as a child?
Yeah, we went to Home Depot, bro. Yeah. We got our paint from Home Depot.
Okay.
We also used to go to Santa Clarita. There was a 24-hour mega Walmart.
Yeah.
And we used to go up there in any time of the hour. That's where we would get our paint. There
Gotcha.
was a small shop in the valley in Sylmar called Ducky's back in the
Yeah.
day, ran by K35 from
Okay.
KRS.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out K.
Oh, it was a graffiti shop.
Right.
Oh wow.
But graph shops, bro, I feel bad for them, bro. It's hard for them to keep their doors open, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard for them to keep their hours. And like, I feel for them, you know? It's like, it's hard to do.
It's a tough space because
Yeah.
you gotta like always be creative, like always recreate yourself to be
Yeah.
able to offer more and more and more to cater
Yeah.
more and have more people come in.
I always said if I opened up a graph shop, that it would also be a smoke shop too. 24 hours too, selling blunts and meth pipes. It's the only thing that's gonna keep your doors open, you know?
Yeah, it's gonna be out the 24 hours.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, that's another thing too. We don't have a lot of 24-hour paint spots.
You're right about that.
Somebody needs to do it, dude. You know?
I think it'd be a 50-50 because then you might have guys want to go in there and take it. You know,
Bro, every graph shop has seen a robbery attempt, bro.
yeah.
Every single graffiti store.
Now you're not lying. Was hip hop ever part of your influence coming up as a graffiti writer?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a big hip hop head for sure.
Were you saying more like underground hip hop or more like the break beats and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm definitely into boom bap and like early 90s fucking East Coast hip hop. Yeah, underground hip hop. I love like Dilated Peoples and
Okay.
all the California underground
Yeah.
hip hop, you know? Hell yeah.
I know you mentioned b-boying earlier. Were you like breakdancing, like busting moves?
Stop. I was little fool. I think I knew how to pop lock. But not only did I try to pop lock, bro, but I actually was approached by some kids
Yeah.
that were in a crew in Ala Vista Middle School, and they called themselves Child's Play.
And
they asked me to be in their fucking breakdancing crew, bro. I remember.
Really?
I was the pop locker and they were the breakers, you know?
We got the secret weapon coming. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know how to fucking dance, bro. I watched that movie Breaking back to back. I had that shit on VHS, man.
Man, and it's crazy how it was filmed here in LA.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you know what's so cool about that VHS? One day I was sitting back and the credits were rolling and it started like going into like, you know how like it was a recorded tape, it was like a bunch of fuzz and snow.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, I never knew it. I watched the movie 100 times. Next thing you know, another movie comes on the same VHS. It's fucking Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
I never knew there was a number 2.
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Shit, we watched number 2. I can't tell you how many times.
But I remember when you had to put the VHS and wait for it to rewind before you could
Right.
play it.
Oh, yeah.
These kids got it too easy now, man.
They'll never get it, bro.
So being in Pacoima, brother, at what point do you start branching out, like kind of like exploring other cities to paint?
Man, I remember being a kid. We used to like get on the bus and go to Venice Beach.
Yeah.
And like kill a whole streak, and we'd come back and brag about it like we did something. Like, bro, I went to Venice and killed a whole streak.
Yeah.
Dog. But now I'm an adult, bro. I realized like the childish shit we did. Like, we thought we were putting in work, you know? Like we used to tag up the 210 right there.
Yeah.
We thought we were putting in work. Like we thought we were like bombing the city, you know? We weren't fucking
But you never had no elder writer kind of come up to you and try to show you the ropes, kind of like, hey, don't do that, do this type thing as a child?
You know, that's a good point. Older writers, there weren't really many in our. I mean, one of our homies, he writes 6ix9ine.
Okay.
Way back in the day, his name was Rob. His brother was a Deese from CBS.
Okay.
I mean, shit, that's probably like the closest to a fucking like look up to older cat.
Okay.
Like, I can even name like. Yeah, we didn't really have older cats like really fucking with us.
But it's pretty cool because at the end of the day, the bond between you and your road dogs becomes stronger, you know?
Yeah, and like I said, the homie Trains not only did it influence me, he influenced my whole crew, dog. So we
Okay.
all kind of emulated his style.
So was Venice Beach one of your first adventures out of Pacoima, or were you just started moving all over the?
For sure. Yeah, if we wanted to go on an adventure day, on a paint day, Venice was likely our fucking location, our destination. You know?
Were you able to witness the Venice walls, the old one, the pavilion?
Yes, a lot of people haven't. My dad took me when I was little. Yeah.
How was it? Were you there to witness it while I was already graffiti on there?
Yes, hell yeah.
How was that experience walking in there?
Who's writing as we were in there? Like I said, I was little.
Yeah.
I remember fucking the guy with the guitar. You know what I'm telling you? Venice. I remember that fool on the skateboard with no arms and legs. I mean, I have vivid memories of being a child, being at the pavilion, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks that it's not there no more.
You know what though? Shout out to STP for preserving what is left there, bro.
Yeah.
Because that shit would be long gone if the STPs didn't step up and fucking save that wall for all of us.
Shout out STP.
Yeah.
And what was next for you? So you're like, you're moving around with your homies and you're painting. Do you eventually enter a crew or do you stay solo? I know you guys had your own crew, but
yeah,
do
we
you
had our
branch out to
crew,
another
and I was in that crew for 20 years.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, bro, that crew didn't. There was nothing that meant more to me than being in that crew.
Yeah.
You know, me and my brothers. You know, yeah. Spent 20 years doing that shit. Yeah.
And after that, do you just kind of like go solo or do you enter another crew?
Well, right now I'm repping a small art collective.
Okay.
It started off as like sticker traders.
Okay.
It's called 86 Crew. It was started by my homie Mouse, Maus.
Yeah.
He used to kick it with like the PKL circle,
Okay.
poor kids on LSD. And he moved to Portland now. He lives in Portland. But yeah, I'm running like a small chapter here in LA. I'm putting the homies on.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call it a crew because I'm going to try my best to avoid all the politics, you know?
Yeah.
It's a collective, bro. We're doing an art collective now, you know? And
Not
it's not just taggers and artists. It's
Yeah.
wheat pacers, street artists, and even canvas artists are in it.
You know, stickers have become very popular throughout the years. I mean, they've always been there, but it seems like now it's a lot more popular where like most writer you run into has their own sticker.
Sure.
You know, and your personal opinion, do you think that kind of was an elevation for the culture, or do you feel like it was just kind of like just stick to catching a tag with a marker type thing?
I was obsessed with stickers before I was obsessed with graffiti.
Okay.
So, and people who know me, they know like my first 10 years of doing graffiti or being dude
Yeah.
was a sticker guy. I was the sticker guy. Everyone knew me as the sticker guy.
Yeah.
I did a lot of sticker trades. I even did this event called Bring Your Black Book for like 12 years in the Valley,
Oh wow.
where I had people from all over the world mail in stickers.
Yeah.
The first couple people that got there would get big packs of stickers that were from all over the world, bro, and lots of different artists.
Got you.
Yeah.
So, I guess I got this question. So, the stickers back then, right?
Yeah.
What do you say as far as quality and material? Were they a lot different back then than what they are today? Or what do you say is all the same?
Yeah, it's kind of all the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I would just figure since there's been so many years that gone through it, that
The eggshells. Now, I've never got my own eggshells.
Yeah.
But have you ever played with eggshells, bro? Sometimes you take them off and they fall apart in your hand before you
Yeah.
could even stick them. Like I work at a bar, bro, and like fools are stick the eggshells. We
Yeah.
can't get them off, bro. They don't go nowhere. You know, they're really there, bro.
they're there to stay, man.
So yeah, obviously the quality of stickers and it being for the street is fucking definitely getting better. Yeah.
You know, I wanted to hop onto another subject. So I feel like a lot of people have their own perspective of what a real graffiti writer should be and how a real graffiti writer should move.
Yeah.
But in your personal opinion, what defines a graffiti writer?
You know, personally, who I really believe is like a true graffiti writer, bro, is that fool Gross from UTI. You know that
Okay.
fool is?
Shout out, girls.
Yeah, like he just has this. And I was trying to put my finger on it the other day. What makes him, in my mind, like, why do I like? I look at him as just like the realest like graffiti writer out there, bro. Like one of them, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of other dope fools too, and like I can't put my finger on it, bro, because it's not like he's got a stockpile of paint. It's not like he always finishes his art. He often leaves that shit halfway done.
Yeah.
But I just know, like, if I ever went to that man and gave him a backpack full of Montanas, and you know that he could rock a wall, dude.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of like untapped fucking
He still got the touch.
yeah untapped potential was the word I'm looking for. Yeah,
Yeah, shout out to him, man.
yeah. And his brother Gon is fucking active too.
Well, shout out to both of them. You know, I know you mentioned you and your brothers being into graffiti. Does that ever become emotionally difficult? Kind of having to roll around with your brother, and you know something might crack off, and your brother's right there.
Yeah, my older brother, he writes Yanks.
Yeah,
We always like his nickname was the sensei. Like he was like the master, bro. Like he took the time to teach everyone. But my little brother, my younger brother, dog, he's
Yeah.
my little brother, dog.
yeah,
I would, be waking up at night and he'd be creeping out at night. He was known as the active one. you
yeah.
know? And we called him his fucking nickname was Team Captain. Bro, and I'm not even kidding. Like fools will vouch for this shit. And I remember like waking up at night and seeing him go out at 3 a.m, and I would just be like, be careful, dog. Be careful out there. He was way more active than me, like before I actually like, started getting active.
You know, because I feel like those thoughts will run through because you already know what comes with it, right? Like you personally know, like being out there at those times, what comes with it.
Sure.
And just seeing your loved one walk away to get into that, it's kind of like
Your
damn.
little brother, dog. He was my little brother, dog. He was young at the time.
Yeah,
too,
it's kind of like, man, I hope nothing happens to this guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But they knew him, bro. They all fucking, my little brother writes Odie, Oade.
Okay.
Yeah.
And being in Pacoima, when it came to painting, did you guys have like yards available, or was it just kind of like
Yeah.
figure out where to go type thing?
Yeah. We had the Budweiser yard. We
Okay.
had fucking, we had yards, all kinds of yards. Yeah.
And would you bump into other riders from other out of town, like LA riders in there, or was it just kind of like just strictly Pacoima riders?
Shit. I mean, Valley Riders, really.
Yeah.
Not only Pacoima. I mean, shit. No, I can't really think of any times where, we would. Yeah,
Okay.
We would every now and again, yeah.
I've been in conversations, brother, with other riders from the valley, and they feel like the valley slept on. Do you feel that way?
I've talked to riders who like who's from OTR, told me
Yeah.
straight up, "Fool, I've never painted in the valley, and I never will. Why would I ever go over there?" And I would try to convince someone,
Yeah.
like, bro, like like we're active out there. Come catch some spots, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I could kind of relate because being out here in the Long Beach area is kind of like, bro, we got stuff out here too, bro. Like,
yeah.
yeah, I was gonna come pull up,
I'm
bro.
gonna go paint right after this. Bro. No bullshit. Me and Juju, we about to go get one.
Does that ever, those conversations ever become kind of like a verbal dispute where it's kind of like, bro, like I'm from Pacoima, you're from LA, but we both do the same thing?
Yeah,
Like, did you ever feel like an outsider?
literally the term "locals only."
Yeah.
We've all heard that term.
Yeah.
That's fools from LA referring to fools from the valley.
Oh, I see. What
Straight
you're
up, that term "locals only" is basically like saying "fuck valley cats."
saying.
Basically.
I see what you're saying.
You know, and that's why I don't rep that
Yeah.
slogan. You know what I'm saying? But
But you guys are still consider LA County, right? Or no?
if I go to jail, what jail am I going to? LA County, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's like one big county in just different parts, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what do you think sets the Valley graffiti culture aside from everybody else?
That's a good one, bro. Um, I think like in okay, like I remember like back in the valley, they used to be like, hey, no side busting, no
Okay.
spot jockeying. You can't
Yeah.
spot jockey. 'Cause we'd still get offended on shit like that.
Yeah.
In LA, spot jockey's not a thing anymore, dog.
Okay.
You know, like if somebody hit a roof spot first, tomorrow morning it's gonna have 4 more fools next to him. You know,
Gotcha.
and it's not weird. They're not. Nobody's mad at it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like but in the valley, fools would still get mad. Like we're still like we're not as saturated as we are now, bro. The valley is killed now, but
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah.
I'm sure it's hot over there now in the summer.
Yeah, it is hot. Temperature-wise, it's hot, bro.
You know, it's the side busting thing. I think it's a very it's a situation where I think it just depends on the individual, you know, because some guys are very rooted.
Sure.
And when you have like a younger guy where it's kind of like they don't want to listen, you know, because the younger guys now, I think their set of mind is a lot different now.
You know what I realized though, bro? Don't follow the rules, dog.
Yeah.
Like I had train riders tell me, you can't do straight lines on a freight train.
Yeah.
That's not allowed. Well, tell that to fucking Ichabod.
Yeah.
You know, they tell me, oh, you can't do hollows on a freight train. Well, tell that to Jace, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, stop following rules. Just put in your work, and eventually you're gonna get to the point where they're gonna go, oh, well, yeah, of course, Jace could do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He's a king. Just keep going, bro. Don't listen to the rules, bro. There's no rules.
You know, talking about rules, I feel like the culture have secret rules. By secret rules, I mean like obviously don't go over a piece with a tag.
That's not rules, bro. That's common courtesy, dog. That's not rules, bro.
Yeah.
That's disrespect, bro. You
Yeah.
gotta disrespect the man, and the man's gonna disrespect you back. You know?
Yeah, because like I feel like those things are still in play. I mean, at least for me.
For me, absolutely.
Like if I was to see a full color burner, I wouldn't go over there and catch a tag
Right.
over it.
Another thing too is like there's a lot of gatekeeping
Okay.
spots. Like
Yeah.
you'll be like, yo, where's this spot at? They'll be like, yo, that's toy to ask for that spot.
Yeah.
But for me, it's 2024, bro. Like, look at the pictures of that spot. There's fucking hundreds of riders have been there, dog.
Yeah.
It's already blown out. It's like,
Have you ever been to a spot and they kind of don't want to let you in there just because you didn't ask for permission
Sure.
type thing?
sure. I've been to train yards and got chased out by I can't tell you how many train bullies.
Really?
Yeah, every yard has a fucking train yard bully who swears up and down that that's their yard. And you know what I
Wow.
say to him? Me and Odie, we be out there lurking, bro, because we've been to fucking hundreds of train yards. We lurk, bro. We don't paint the same train yard, you know?
Yeah.
And we just look at you as a speed bump, bro. Like, you say this is your yard, like, have it.
Yeah, it's yours.
Have it, dog. I'm just passing through. Homie.
Yeah. I'm
want this
just
shit,
I'm just
you know?
worried about myself right
I
now.
don't care about this fucking place, you know? You know?
You know, getting into freight train painting, how did that come about for you? Like, you know, you're doing your thing, getting up, and how did the freight train movement come into your life?
I moved to Bakersfield. I lived there for about 4 months.
Okay.
Shout out to all the riders in Bakersfield. You're all my homies, all of you. fools.
Shout out Bakersfield.
All the Bakersfield cats. And fucking I lived there for about 4 months, and them fools paint freights, bro.
Yeah.
I learned about all these different yards. I learned about all these different artists. I learned about all these different freight crews. I met fools from these freight crews.
Yeah.
And like it's an absolutely different culture, a culture that a lot of LA riders diss.
Okay.
I used to diss. I used to be like, yeah, you know, this guy's a fucking king, but he goes to the same hole in the same fence and paints at the same spot, probably during the day with the fucking ocean behind him.
Yeah.
And because he lives somewhere we don't live, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of freight people too, they all say this. If a train comes to LA and leaves, it gets ruined. Because a lot of the LA riders, they treat a freight train like as if it's a fucking street wall.
Okay.
Freights are ruined when they come through LA, bro. They do. They get ruined.
Gotcha.
And a lot of the real deal freight heads, they don't appreciate like the LA graph scene, bro. Like
I hear you.
we're kind of grimy out here.
You gotta learn it one way or another.
Right, bro, exactly.
You know, being out in Bakersfield, brother, how was the accepting from them? Like, did you just come out and they were super cool right off the back? Or was it kind of like you had to get to know them little by little?
I'll tell you what, I was in a crew that I'm no longer from, and they had a small chapter out there already.
Oh, okay.
So they knew us, and they already had a little bit of respect for us.
Yeah.
And fucking and they knew me. Like fools out there are up on game. So when I came to town, another thing too, when I came to Bakersfield, I started getting legal walls.
Okay.
And I started getting like these foods and these foods. Like I started getting some of these foods from 47K and then some of these foods from KFC.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, before I got there, the KFCs would never invite the 47s to come paint the wall with them, bro.
Okay.
You know, but after I got there, I got a lot of foods to mingle.
Okay.
I brought a lot of that fucking the Bakersfield graph scene together. At least at the time I was there, for the little bit of time I was there.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Salute you for that.
Yeah. A lot of people gave me props for that, bro.
What would you say to those guys? Because I know there's a couple of guys that feel this way. That would say like the guys that paint freights is not the same as like being out here in the streets, kind of like
It's not.
getting down and getting
It's
up.
not.
Okay.
It's not the same.
Do you feel that way? That it's true?
Yeah. Fucking you know, there's bombers.
Yeah.
And there's freight train painters, and I agree, you shouldn't be bombing on freight trains.
Okay.
It's levels, and it's not levels. It's not like freight trainers are above bombers.
Yeah.
It's just fucking absolutely different.
Gotcha.
But you got to do all arounders, you know? You got to fucking have some dope freights, and you got to fucking carry your name too in the streets with bombs too, you know?
I know you mentioned getting into legal walls. How is that, brother? Like knowing that your skill is now valued by the general public and you're able to paint this and bring people together and kind of like, hey, let's all paint and do our thing here.
Yeah, feeling validated is pretty cool.
Do you take pride in that? Like, damn, these guys really digging what
Not
I'm
until
doing.
recently did I really start taking pride in my graffiti.
Okay.
You know? I just not until just recently did I start like realizing like, okay, I'm doing some good shit. I'm like buffing the background.
Okay.
I'm like caring about the whole wall and not just my bomb, you know?
Yeah. Going into a dude piece or bomb, right? In your mind, how does it work for you? Like, how do you execute it? Like, do you start with the 3D first, or do you just go and do the outline? Or
Same as everyone. I do my sketch, you know, then the fill first.
yeah,
Outline and 3D are always the same color for me anyway. And we call it the outer outline. Some people call it the force field
okay,
or power outline.
yeah.
I call it an outer outline.
You know, New York, bro. Back then, maybe today still, was just a powerhouse when it came to hip hop graffiti, right? Because they just have some phenomenal stuff going on over there.
Over where?
New York.
Yeah. I've been.
Does anybody in New York, as far as a writer, ever influence you?
Bro, I went to New York for 15 days, bro. We were out there, me and my little brother Odie.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, the most up writer I saw out there was that fool Erupt.
Erupt.
Yeah, he's from TKO now?
Yeah.
Yes, bro. It takes an LA writer to go out there and like make it happen, bro.
Oh wow.
And honestly, the most skilled, prettiest graffiti I saw out there was on a billboard, again, by that fool Erupt.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a bomber, fool shit. And like out here, he's just at least in my mind, he was just another fool.
Yeah.
Just one more fool, you know?
Yeah.
But out there, dog, he was kinging it. And out there in fucking New York, they don't like our tactics, such as like floating above fools. Like we bring ladders out there and we'll float above a piece that's been there for 10 years.
Yeah.
They don't like it. In our book, we didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah, because you didn't diss him.
Yeah,
nothing.
we didn't touch you, you know? Another thing too over there is they have panels and they'll have a 2-color, 2-letter bomb on that one panel.
Yeah.
And they feel like that's their panel. Don't fucking touch my roll down. Don't touch my gate. You know?
Wow.
I went there. There was a bomb literally this big, bro. I'm not lying to you. It was like in the shape of a heart, 2-letter bomb. And fucking, I did a top to bottom, end to end, 6 colors.
Yeah.
I did my straight letters. Not like I was flexing, but I felt like from Los Angeles rules, I was okay. I was in the good. I started getting all kinds of hate messages, bro. Like, you went over this fool. Who do you think you are going over this fool? And that's his panel. And
Oh, wow.
I don't even remember what he wrote, dog. But
And you're like, hey, bro, well, on my side of town, I
yeah,
didn't
on
do
my
that.
side of town, I do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I did it right. But it's different rules, different places you go.
And being out there, brother, what is something that you kind of like brought back home with you? Like being out there, they're so heavy in graffiti. What is something that you kind of witnessed in New York that you kind of brought back with you? Like, oh, damn.
Man, I witnessed a lot of shit in New York, bro. It made me realize that, like, you could hack traveling, bro. Like, you don't have to get a hotel to go travel, bro. Sleep in the street. Sleep in the street. We slept in the skate park. We slept on the fucking trains. For the first week that we were there, we didn't even get hotel rooms, bro.
Okay.
Like, we slept in the streets. And fucking, we were gonna bring a tent eventually, but then after some research, I realized they don't have tents out there. They don't have homeless tents, encampments out there.
It's not like Skid Row type thing.
No, they move tents along, bro. They don't let tents
wow.
build right there. So, like, all the homeless people, you want to know where they sleep, fool? They sleep sitting up on the subway, fool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're lined up like sardines, sleeping, sitting up.
It's a different ball game down there.
It's very different in New York, dog.
Have you had a chance to travel anywhere else aside of New York to paint?
Recently went to Hawaii.
Hawaii, how was that?
It was fun, dog. Me and my girl, fool, having a blast out there.
Yeah.
You know who I saw the most up out there? Was that for Rogue from RXI?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And again, it was only 2-letter bombs, but that doesn't take away from his numbers, bro.
He was up.
He was up. He was the most up.
He was doing his thing.
He was the most up. Compared, Hawaii that island has their own riders.
Yeah.
And like Hopes went over there and killed shit. And took out all the Hawaii riders with one trip? How did you do that?
I've never been to Hawaii.
Do it.
I don't understand the culture yet. I'll make it down there. But how does the general public take it for graffiti? Like, do they embrace it?
Well, definitely their attitude down there is they don't fucking like tourists, outsiders. Like,
okay.
And they definitely are like, don't fucking ravage our land. Don't fucking pick our flowers. And so I can only imagine doing graffiti, they weren't going to like it. But the graffiti I did was, I only did, a number of bombs, and a lot of them were like hidden,
Yeah.
Nobody saw me doing it.
I
I painted 2 skate parks that were already fully graffitied.
Okay.
So nobody minded me painting there,
So there was already graffiti out there, obviously, yeah?
It's killed out there, bro.
Oh, wow.
Hawaii has way more graffiti than you think.
Damn.
Yeah.
But is it kind of like LA where you could kind of get away like in the daylight type thing? Or is it like you have to be?
I wouldn't, bro.
Okay.
Being a tourist, I didn't feel that comfortable there, though I was going to bomb in the daylight.
Okay.
We did some pieces in the daylight.
Yeah.
But like I said, they were in hidden, secret, abandoned spots.
Gotcha.
Out in the jungle type deal.
Must have been fun.
So much fun, bro. So much fun.
Hawaii, I'm coming to your city soon.
Please, bro. Like, it's bucket list shit, bro. You got to go check that shit out.
If you could change anything from the graffiti culture, whether it's from the past, the future, or today, what would it be?
Like you mentioned earlier, everyone fucking hates each other. Am I allowed to cuss on this podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Everyone hates each other, bro. It's ego driven, and people just don't.
Would you like to change that?
Yeah, I would, bro. I would.
I definitely feel you on that. I feel like it would definitely elevate the culture and open up more doors for the culture to keep to grow.
Yeah.
Where do you see graffiti 100 years from today?
Well, fuck, they're doing the ropes now. The ropes, bro. It's a new level. And then that fool Swan is not only doing the ropes, but he's doing like the most beautiful art you ever seen on those ropes. It's like, damn, it's illegal as fuck. The only time you saw that shit was when it was, commissioned.
Some real ninja stuff, huh?
Amazing, bro. It makes you want to give graffiti up.
There's this chick named Reds.
Right.
And she's doing that too.
Sick.
I'm just like, I can't imagine what the feeling is like up there hanging from a rope, bro.
I'm not doing it. I'm not even going on a billboard, bro. Much less fucking.
You won't try it if you're like, hey, bro, I'll take you with me.
Hard no, dog. Hard no.
I can't imagine, bro, just being up there and what people are saying on the bottom.
I know, bro. Yeah, and that just shows you the trajectory of graffiti.
Yeah.
So where is it gonna be? I don't know. That one who's doing the drone tags. What's his fucking name?
Drone tags?
Yeah, he's got a drone and he fucking. I forgot.
I haven't seen that one yet. He has a
legit. From BTM, yeah.
He has a legit drone, and the drone catches tags for him.
Yes.
Wow. I gotta check that one out.
Yeah.
Going
somewhere.
We're living in a time where AI is becoming a thing, right? Artificial intelligence, where like now, instead of hiring a graffiti writer to kind of like do a piece, you could just kind of go on the AI like, hey, I want a graffiti style.
Yeah, that's what I do. So to all the detectives out there watching this, all the graffiti art that's on my Instagram is all AI generated. It's all photoshopped, just so you know you're wasting your time.
Y'all heard it first. But do you think that's a powerful tool? Do you think
It
it's going to
is.
affect the culture?
Yeah, that new Meta AI is really cool.
I haven't tried it.
Yeah,
Not,
it's
not the
super
meta
cool.
one.
Yeah, you can even ask it like you can. I've asked it lots of things like what cities have the most graffiti. You know,
Yeah.
what are good cities to go do my graffiti art?
Okay.
I asked it one time. I want to do my first solo art show. You know, what kind of steps can I take? It gave me all these steps. It started saying like, you know, reach out to fucking media. And like it gave me a lot of bro. That AI shit's pretty cool, dog.
It's possible. It's possible to get there, bro. I mean, it's definitely possible when you look at people like Cause, what he has done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. You just, I guess, the right connections, be at the right place,
Sure.
even being at the wrong place at the right time.
That's dope that you know who causes, bro. That's dope.
Because I know I've been in a situation where I'm somewhere where I have no business being at.
Sure.
I'm just there just because someone took me or someone invited me, right?
Yeah.
And I'll meet somebody. I mean, like, oh shit, oh damn, what's up, bro? And then connection happened there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's always very important to put yourself somewhere where, like, even if you don't have to be there, just pop out.
Of course.
And you being in the culture for the amount of time you have been, have you ever had someone reach out to you and be like, man, you really definitely motivate me to do this stuff and
I
keep
have,
on?
dog, and it feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like my graffiti art is relatable.
Yeah.
I feel like people see my graph and they think like I could do that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What would you say to that kid that would see this and, get inspired and say, you know what, I'm going to take this on. I'm going to start painting.
I would say you can do it.
Okay.
And don't follow the fucking rules, bro. Don't let these fools punk you out there. Just do it. Go out there and do it.
Got you. And before we get up out of here, brother, I got 2 last questions for you. 1, what is your favorite shoe to rock while you're painting?
My favorite shoe?
Favorite sneaker?
A dirty shoe. Probably a pair of Vans. I got my clean shoes. I got my day shoes on today, but yeah, I got my dirty shoes on in my backpack.
Okay. And what can the world expect in the future from Dude?
I want to do an art show, bro. That's why I'm doing this interview. I want to do an art show. I want to do my first solo art show. I want to do an opening in Bakersfield, one in LA, one in the Valley.
Let's do one in Long Beach.
Are you being serious?
Yeah. Got no control, dude. We're having an art show.
Yeah, I'm working it out. I'm still working on it, but the flyer's coming out.
Got you. And any shout outs that you want to give out?
My brother Odie.
Y'all heard?
Just know, that fucking when you're out there doing bad shit and you fucking go into jail, you affect more than just you. I love you, bro. Miss you.
Like, man, shout out Odie. And make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to head over to gotnocontrol.com. Grab yourself a tee, a hoodie, and so much more. And we're out. Till next time.